There are so many opportunities with an accounting degree and a CPA.
I had a great accounting teacher. She loved the subject, which helps a lot. I was a little unsure still, but then I took some basic accounting classes in college, and I was like, okay, what I learned in high school helped a lot. I'm good at this. Let's keep this rolling. And so I decided to declare a major in both accounting and finance.
Tell my students that I saw the light, and that's when I decided to become a CPA. I went back to school to finish my master's of accountancy, and from there worked in public accounting for a couple years.
I went to college at Western Illinois University. I started off as a math major and didn't know what to do with that degree because I knew I didn't want to be a teacher. So I started taking some undergrad classes in the business department and really liked the Accounting 101 courses, and eventually double majored in math and accounting, but then towards the end of my accounting career, I switched to a minor in math. So I graduated in 2016 with a bachelor's of accounting and a minor of mathematics, and then I stayed an additional year at Western and graduated in 2017 with my master's of accountancy.
What made me decide to be an accounting major, it's kind of a funny story. I was sitting on a beach in Guam, and I met a pilot, and he told me that his wife was a forensic accountant in the FBI in Washington, D.C. And in that moment, I knew that being an accountant is what I wanted to do, specifically a forensic accountant, because I didn't want my life to get boring once I left the military.
When I was going into college, I had no desire to do public accounting because there was always this, negative connotation like, oh, all you ever do is work, you don't have a life, blah, blah, blah. And who wants to do taxes? But now here I am doing taxes because I learned more about it and was able to speak to people who work in that profession, and they were able to answer my questions, and it really made me feel more confident in knowing what I wanted to do when I was leaving college.
When I came to Drake, I came with a finance degree, and one of the requirements of the business school for all business students was to take introductory accounting classes, 2 introductory accounting classes. So after taking those 2 introductory accounting classes, I thought, oh, accounting is, it's a different language. It's interesting. I wanted to add it onto my major. So that's how I ended up in the accounting field. That was the introduction. So in 2008, I graduated with a double major in finance and accounting. And around that time when I graduated, it was an interesting year because the stock market had crashed and there was a lot of economic downturn. So it was very difficult finding finance jobs. So I was very fortunate that I added accounting to my major. So I did like a nice slide into the accounting field, and I focused on that.
I grew up in Bloomington, Minnesota. From there I started college at the University of North Dakota as an aviation major. Was fortunate enough to decide I was too social to be a pilot, and ended up in general business classes where I found my passion for accounting. I graduated with an accounting degree from St. Thomas University in St. Paul. Met my wife while I was a senior in college. We spent 2 years in Chicago, 11 years in Minneapolis, and I was fortunate enough to spend a lot of time in Des Moines when we lived in Minneapolis, and really loved the city. So we decided that the quality of life was here and the employment opportunities were so great that we wanted to raise our family here rather than in Minneapolis.
Early on, I just wanted to get a good business education, and then from there it became very clear to me that accounting is sort of the backbone of the business world. And when you want to be an accountant, to get that CPA designation is just so important. It sets you apart from other accountants. There's a sense of pride and a certain amount of respect that comes from getting those 3 letters. And, once you have them, no one can ever take them away from you. And so, if you're going to do something, do it to the highest level. And that's what being a CPA means.
I have 6 younger siblings. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. My oldest brother he is 22, and my baby brother is 8. So I have been doing the big sister / pseudo parent thing for my whole life. And they're kind of the whole reason why I got into accounting. They sort of nurtured sort of a motherly spirit within me, and I do anything to help them, make sure they're happy. And I want to do that. I want to spread that joy to others. I want to help other people. So they're sort of like my tie, my passion, and I'm here now, and I'm almost done with the student part of my journey.